next guest is the co-host of Now Trending, which airs every Sunday afternoon at 2 on CJAD 800 AM News Talk Radio in Montreal. Folks, do not go anywhere. Stay right where you are. We have a terrific show for you guys tonight. We'll be right back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rob's Inner Circle. I'm Robert DeLesso, the host of Rob's Inner Circle here on the Bobby Short Shorts YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. A huge shout out to start off the show to our friend Patricia Chica, who's drawing attention once again with her short film Tribes. She's won 2 awards at the Montreal Yes, Let's Make a Movie Film Festival. So congratulations to you, Patricia, to the cast and crew and everybody involved. Very good work. We're very proud of you. Also, another big shout out to my good friend and producer of Rob's Inner Circle, Miss Jenny Duhane. Hey, thank you, Jen, for making the show all that much better. And Jen, you're just amazing. So I just wanted you to know that. Thank you. Okay, in November, guys, we're going to be very busy here on Rob's Inner Circle because we're going to be entering a month. We're going to be having some kind of a fundraiser going on. And we ask you to join the RIC 2020 Mo team. Yes, and our producer herself, Jenny, is going to be involved in such a way that she's going to be not only talking the talk, but she's also going to be walking the walk. She's going to be doing the 60-kilometer walk throughout the month of November. And I have the mission to grow a nice mustache to support the cause, which is men's health and suicide prevention. So, guys, we ask you to hop onto the bandwagon by presenting your films, your short films to Bobby Short Shorts. And they'll be going through a selection. And if your film is chosen, we're going to be airing it on Bobby's Short Shorts. So, guys, we invite you to do that. At the same time, I wanted to say hello to my good friends and castmates of Daily Struggles. Guys, our show is just on the rise. Thank you very much for your participation, your involvement. Guys, it's a great show. We're on Bobby's Short Shorts. If you want to watch our episodes, we also have our own channel. It's called the Daily Struggles Sitcom channel. You guys can go on. You want to watch our videos, subscribe and become part of the family. Okay, guys. So listen, we're just about ready to go into our ritual tonight. So by now, you guys who are used to Rob's Inner Circle, I'm sure you're all in your pajamas, right? Of course. And usually I have another beverage, to calm things down over here. But tonight it's going to be just a little bit different. It's going to be a tea party with our guest, Orla. So guys, this is the tea that we're drinking tonight. You know what? It's absolutely fantastic. Twinings, English breakfast. No, it's not a complete breakfast. But if you guys want to get the tea, you can get this tea at your local supermarket. Very affordable, actually, and it's very delicious. So here's to you, Orla. Can't wait to have you on. But before we do that, we got to stretch a little bit. We're going to calm down, right? Bring down the tension. Oof. Okay, guys. You want to kick back. You want to put your feet on the edge of the table like this. You want to relax. Take it easy. Let the pressure down. Let us carry the load. You guys ready? Because I know I am. It's showtime. That's right, guys. Let's bring her on. Guys, our guest tonight, can you imagine? She is the only person who has managed to outshine the sun. Guys, I have to introduce her to you. You guys ready? Ladies and gentlemen, help me bring on our wonderful guest, Miss Orla Johannes. Orla. Thank you so much for being on our show, Orla.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Rob. That was quite the introduction.
Well, you got to be pretty pretty incredible to outshine the sun, and that's exactly what we
Oh,
want.
thank you so much. That's very sweet. Thank you very much, Rob. Thank you.
Orla, you know what? Oh, by the way, I have a special request. I'm sorry.
Already?
You know,
We've only just started.
COVID has been brutal, okay? And you know what happens? You get lonely a little bit, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what happens during these times is that you create bonds with unusual people. I'm not sure if you want to call it a person. I don't. Anyways, you're about to find out who he is. And he absolutely wanted to come on and say hello. And if I don't do this, he'll never forgive me.
Oh my, okay.
I have to bring on my friend. I'm sorry. You better behave yourself. Okay, here he comes. My new COVID friend. He wanted to say hello. He's a big fan of
You
Orla.
are lonely, aren't you?
So you're happy now? Okay, now sit down and behave yourself. Jeez, oh my.
Well, my friends during COVID lockdown was probably the odd glass of wine, 2 children, 2 dogs, the husband. There was no footballs though, or soccer balls, or whatever you're calling that thing. You must have been very lonely, Rob.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. So you know what? I tried to make the best of it. And while I was watching Castaway, actually, because I love watching that show, he was staring at me because he's my mascot, right? And you know what? Lo and behold, you know, Tom Hanks is alone in that island, and I'm alone in the condo, so it just fit, you know. We became good friends.
Look, we need to get you a dog or a cat or something that makes a noise back to you.
Yeah, maybe, huh? This is getting a little weird here. Orla, we have a lot to cover tonight, so I wanted to start off. Tell me, you're presently co-hosting Now Trending on CJAD at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sundays. How long have you been co-hosting the show?
I've been co-hosting with Andrea Elias together. We're going into our 4th year now. Originally, it did start as a parenting show. The 2 of us wanted to get back into radio after having children, so we teamed up to do that. And then it evolved into a lifestyle show, which is so up our alley. Andrea and I, you know, we love lifestyle, everything about it. It's so fitting.
Okay, so tell us, you know, you're a listener and you take it for granted a little because it's 2 o'clock, it's Sunday, you turn on the radio. Hey, here's Andrea and here's Orla. Hey, it's great, you know, so it's like, sure, but there's a lot of preparation behind your show. You just don't show up like at 5 to 2, right? Like at what time you show up at the studio?
Well, sometimes we do pre-tape the show during the week, and sometimes we do it live. There is a lot of preparation, even though it's a 1-hour show. There is a lot. You know, you're doing 3 or 4 interviews. You have to research your interviews, research your topics. You know, you have to write it, make sure you vet your interviews, and the more you're prepared in anything you do that is going live or going out on air where a lot of people are listening to you, you know, you have to keep your credibility up and you have to make sure you're prepared and you do your research. So for a 1-hour show, it takes several hours a week. You know, it's not just like, oh, you work on the radio and you're just going to sit there and start talking. There is so much preparation that goes into it, but I love it. I love it. So. Okay.
So tell us a little bit, because you know, it's not only CJAD. You've been on Virgin Radio. You've been on Showm FM. You've been also on other stations, Q92.
Yeah, I think I've been on every station actually that there is in Montreal that is English, which is good. I mean, it's good. It's good to get all the experience. Just to come back to what you were talking about before with our show Now Trending on CJAD, since March, I have been broadcasting the show from home.
Okay.
Andrea would drive into the radio station and we would all be in different places. Even if we're pre-taping the show, I will be at home. Andrea will be in a studio. The producer will be in another studio. Our interviewees will be on the phone somewhere in the world. It's been quite a different challenge that we've slotted into, and we've got our groove going since, you know, the pandemic started. It's not the same being opposite your co-host, so we have to FaceTime each other to talk about, you know, point and have signals about who's going to ask the next question and things like that. It's different, but it's still a fantastic job that I love to do.
Okay, so you do radio, you do television, and you do movies as well. And speaking of which, you were in a movie set this past Friday with Halle Berry.
Yes, I landed a small role. I'm happy about the small part in a new movie that's being shot here right now called Moonfall. You can Google it; it's all over the internet. It is starring Halle Berry, and she is in town. And I play the role of a news anchor. Oh, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Patty. And I'm just seeing the messages going along the bottom of the screen. Multitasking as always. And I was shooting last week, and the director, Roland Emmerich, he also directed White House Down, Independence Day. So he's a big deal. And he was directing me for my scenes. Very, very lovely man. Very, very charismatic. Hi, Jess. Very inspiring. And it was, you really have to enjoy that moment to realize, oh my goodness, I'm part of this team. And they're the creme de la creme. Like you're talking about a multi-million-dollar production here. And they're everybody on that set is the best of the best. So you really have to come prepared, because otherwise I feel it's an insult to those people who are the best of the best. You have to know your lines. You have to go through everything. You have to be prepared to come onto that set and just do what you got to do when it's action, But it was really interesting because, we are in a pandemic. Obviously, going back to work with lots of people around does kind of bring on a certain level of nervousness. I was blown away by how conscious and how efficient the entire cast and crew were in remembering that we are in a pandemic and everybody must respect each other. I had my COVID test 3 days before I started. They have a private mobile unit on set. The cast and crew are constantly tested. You are constantly being reminded to sanitize, wash your hands. Anywhere you go outside your trailer, you must wear your glasses. You must wear your mask. You cannot, even hair and makeup, like I had hair done. If you go onto my Instagram page, I'm wearing my glasses, I'm wearing my mask. And for makeup, I was allowed to take them off, obviously, but you have to not talk as much so as to reduce the amount of air particles. They're very, very conscious, very on top of it. I was so impressed. And when I did go onto the set, when it was my turn, I left my, glasses, my mask. I mean, the director couldn't even see me. I couldn't really see his face. And it was only until just before they said touch-ups and action, then you take everything off. And then before you get up, you put everything back on. So they were very on top of things, which was good. It's comforting.
Which other films did you play in, Orla, like in Hollywood productions, maybe even Canadian productions?
I've done a few. The most recent ones, I would say, Bad Santa 2 with Billy Bob Thornton. Again, if you'll see a picture of us together on my Instagram. I remember it was -47 that day, and I had thermals underneath my costume. All the crew, the cameramen, they were all in full ski gear with goggles. You couldn't even see any of their skin. So I did that. I've also, my voice is on the big movie Arrival. What else? Oh, I did a week filming on X-Men, The Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
That was great. Yes, we weren't freezing then. I got heat stroke that time.
Oh my God.
It's either one or the other. I've done a few things, and it's great to do. Acting I find is very difficult because you have to become somebody else. With hosting, you are yourself. I find that a lot easier. I mean, some people might say it's the other way around. It's easier for them to become a character than for them to be themselves. I personally am very happy with myself. I don't mind getting up and hosting an event for, few hundred people. But if you ask me to sit in front of the camera to do a big movie role, I will get a bit nervous. I think it's only normal, you know. On that note, I'm going to pour my tea out into my cup.
Exactly. You know what? I was about to go ahead and pour your tea. We're about to have a toast for Orla, our wonderful guest tonight. Orla, once again, thank you for being with us. And I was talking to you about some people in Australia. Here, cheers to you, Orla.
Cheers.
To your success. Yeah, Orla, we have a fan who tuned in from Australia.
Okay.
Jess Sorrell. And we have another fan who's from Japan. So you wanted to know where the people are coming from. Ryu Cat. I don't know if Ryu Cat is still around. Ryu Cat, come and say hi to Orla, will you? Well, Ryu Cat is one of our biggest fans for our show, Daily Struggles.
Right. Okay.
So he's an exceptional young man. He's 14 years old and he knows a lot. He knows a lot about social media and all that. So
cheers, Patty. Cheers. in my Buckingham Palace cup here that my friend Anne bought me for my birthday, along with some lovely Buckingham Palace tea.
Nice. Okay, I wanted to tell you, what are some of your most cherished moments in the entertainment industry, be it television, whatever you've touched?
Yeah, I think one of the most cherished moments was because I was on CTV on Entertainment Spotlight with Mosaic Persico, co-hosting, fashion reporter, traveling the world on that show for about 5 years here in Montreal. And I remember when we filmed in London, I'd already been living over here in Montreal for 10 years, but I just felt it was such an achievement to be filming back in my hometown. I thought it was bad. I savored every second of standing in Leicester Square, Piccadilly Circus, and following my dream, living out my dream, you know?
Wow. But among those dreams, okay, you're going back to England and all that. Have you done some productions in England?
No, I was at university and focusing my energies more on getting a good qualification that would carry me to any part of the world. From a very young age, the age of 3, I danced from the age of 3. From the age of 7, I started theatre school. I always did poetry and prose competitions, voice competitions. I was always calling into the local radio stations. It was just in me, and that was my dream. I wanted to be on radio and television.
Okay. Today, do you dance professionally?
No.
No. So you took some dance classes.
The only thing I do is I love going to Greek weddings, and I love doing Greek dancing.
I believe your husband is Greek, right?
He is.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I love the Greek dancing.
Okay.
Surprise a lot of people.
Is that the type of dance? Okay. Since you're married to your Greek husband, maybe you can help me understand. What is it with all the dishes being smashed at a Greek wedding? Do they still do that?
Not really.
Okay. Because that's a very expensive wedding.
I think they get out the cheap crockery for those weddings.
I hope so.
Yeah, no, we never did that. We never did that.
So lately, have you done some television?
No, movies and radio. That's what I'm focusing my energy, and lots of voice work. I do voice work as well. I love doing that. I have my studio here at home, which is super easy when I have to record anything for our show and send anything into the radio station, or record something to send it somewhere else in the world, you know.
Okay. See, we have a fan tuning in from California right now. Raul is from California.
I love California. This time last year, I was in LA, Beverly Hills. I loved it. So
what's it like in California? I mean, we see on TV, Malibu, Beverly Hills, Hollywood. What's it like? It's like a dreamland. What's it like?
Well, I loved it. I went there with Andrea Elias, my co-host, and we went on a girls' trip. We actually won a free flight anywhere in the world from an event that we'd attended together. And so we chose LA and off we went. I mean, it's so beautiful. The weather is amazing. We went for walks in the Hollywood Hills, beautiful place. The shopping, oh, don't even get me started. The restaurants, I loved it. I loved the energy there. I loved it. And we went to get our hair blow dried one time because we were going out to that evening to Craig's, which is a very, very famous restaurant in Beverly Hills that a lot of these stars will go to. You always see pictures of them in all the magazines being at Craig's. Before that, we visited Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant. We went to Pump. We went to Sir Tom Tom. So we went to get our hair blow dried that day, and we were sitting next to, oh my goodness, we were sitting next to Lisa Faye's, Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just getting a hair blow dried. I mean, it's a beautiful place. I loved it there. I loved it. Loved it.
So you would recommend that we go to Hollywood?
I think everyone wants to go to Hollywood, let's be honest. I don't know about Hollywood, but where I went in Beverly Hills, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Is it something like New York? It's like, 24 hours a day, traffic. I mean, it's crazy. There's a lot of traffic. Is that what it's like?
I mean, it was busy, but I wouldn't say it was like New York.
Have you been to New York?
Hills. Oh, New York, I've been loads of times. Love that city.
Oh, really?
Love New York. Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful city. I love Las Vegas, another great city. London. I love Paris. I've traveled a lot. I'm very lucky to say I've traveled a lot. And I think it's good to go out and travel. I mean, I left England and came to Canada. I'd never even been anywhere in Canada. I just, let's go. I got a job and let's go. I think it's important to be confident and not afraid to go off and do things and explore. Be safe, but be adventurous,
Okay, I just wanted to invite the audience. You people are a little bit quiet tonight. Don't be shy. We got Orla who's on, and she's ready for your questions. If you have any questions, I talked to her before the show, and she's
they're probably all listening, Rob. They're all listening.
Maybe you're answering all of their questions. Who knows? But guys, I'm sure you have some questions for Orla. So guys, don't be shy. We're going to put them up on the screen over here and give you a chance to meet up with Orla over here.
Yeah, before I go to bed, I have to get into my pajamas.
Yeah, because
believe it or not, this strapless number is not my pajamas.
Does it? Oh no. Okay, no. That looks too good to be a pajama. Tell me, Orla. So you said you're originally from England. Were you born in England?
I was born in Kent, in the south of England, where I grew up there with my mum, my dad, and my sister. I went to university in Bournemouth, which is on the south coast. In England, and then I worked in London for the Sun and the World newspaper in advertising, and then I ventured over to Montreal in the middle of the ice storm and nearly froze to death.
Okay, hang on. In the middle of an ice storm. Which year was that?
98.
98.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you on Pulse News.
Yeah.
It was called Pulse back then, wasn't it?
No, I think it just switched over to CTV.
Okay, it had just switched over to CTV News.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, look at this. You got a fan here from Australia.
Oh, thank you, Jess. Hi, Orla. You look so pretty and love your accent. Thank you, Jess. I'm sure your accent's beautiful too.
Well, she can relate perfectly to you. They were, they speak, well, actually, they have a bit of a little, they pronounce things a little bit differently. Like they say things like, hi, you might.
Yeah.
Have you been to Australia?
I haven't. No.
That's one place you should go. I haven't gone, but just so you can defeat the winter here. What happens is that when it's summer here, it's winter there. When it's winter there, it's summer here. So you can always cheat the seasons that way.
Oh, that sounds good because you know what? I do ski here in Montreal, but I do not like this cold business.
Okay. Well, you've been here like 22 years now.
20 years, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you're in England. You're in a beautiful country, beautiful culture. Why is it that you chose Montreal and not, I don't know, another American city or maybe another Canadian city? Why Montreal in particular?
I think Montreal chose me. Montreal chose me.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I'm just looking at one of your Mark Saint Marie says, "Hi Orla. As a very pretty woman, what do you think of men that use beauty products and fragrances?" Well, whatever tickles your fancy, I say. I mean, it's good to look after your skin, whether you're male or female, right? You should look after your skin. And if something makes you feel good about yourself, whether it's face cream, oh thank you Jess, face cream, plastic surgery, whatever, if you feel good, do it. If it makes you feel great, it makes you feel confident. It's so important to be confident these days. There is so much out there on social media that I mean, you know, we're all guilty of doing it, slapping on a filter, bit of this, bit of that. If it makes you feel good, why not? Give yourself confidence. Whatever you need, give yourself confidence, you know?
So the girls, they usually have a very good taste when it comes to choosing a perfume or a cologne for a man. So you, Orla, if any of these guys over here wanted to have like any advice from Orla, which perfume do you suggest to them?
I don't know if I can even answer that question. I'm only into girls' perfumes, not men's.
Well, usually girls have good taste. They know to dress their men. They know how to choose their colognes. You know, that's why I'm asking the question.
You know what? I don't even know. I can't even answer that question.
It's okay.
I know about women's perfume that I love. I love Twilly by Hermes. That's what I wear. Twilly by Hermes. They do great shower gel as well, with creams and the perfume. I love Prada Candy. And one I used to wear years ago that I still love is Issey Miyake, another beautiful perfume. And Gucci. Gucci has some great perfumes too.
Gucci, yeah, they make excellent perfume. And how about the Calvin Klein line?
No, I'm not really a Calvin Klein line girl. No.
Okay. So folks over here, what do you guys, what's your, okay, let's have a little vote over here for the women and for the men. Which perfume do you say is the best for men and which perfume you say is the best for the women? See if we can get you guys going with this. And hop under the bandwagon over here. Oh, what's this? Oh, here we go. We got a first vote over here.
Legend, Marquez Legend from Mont Blanc. Okay, well, I will have to go and spritz that on and take a sniff.
So you're very much into fashion, Orla. You're very you're very keen with fashion and staying up to date and all that. This is certainly one of your passions.
Yeah, I mean, fashion's great. I mean, I think fashion's taking a bit of a vacation right now, a little vacation with the pandemic. We did an interview with the Canadian fashion icon Jeannie Becker on our show, and it's like the lost season. Spring 2020 was the lost season of fashion. Nobody was going anywhere. I mean, I like to buy ahead of time. I like to, certain pieces will jump out at me and I'm like, wow, I gotta have that piece. That's gonna be great. I'd rather get it now. And you know what? The tags are still hanging on the clothes. Like,
oh wow,
it was a lost season. Spring 2020 was lost. I just feel that you should always stick to classics. Gotta have the classics you need in your wardrobe. For me right now, gotta have that LBD, little black dress. You gotta have a little black dress. Right now, I'm super into fitted leather leggings. If you're not into leather, there are so many different types you can get that are not real leather, because real leather will run you about $1,000, $1,500.
Oh my God.
If you were thinking of it yourself, Robert, that's what you'd be looking at. I mean, I don't know if you wear leather pants or not, but anyway.
Wow.
But you know what? There's a brand called Commando, and they do fabulous full leather leggings. I bought them in white, I bought them in black, and they look super hot, and they kind of really suck everything in and keep you nice and flat. And oh my God, I love them. So definitely a staple to have in your wardrobe right now. Always good to have simple black and white tops for wherever you go.
Well,
And what else would I suggest? You got to have a good pair of high heels, sexy black heels that will last you years. Go out, treat yourself, buy the ones with the red soles. Ask Santa Claus. Yeah. I finally figured it out. It's naughty you have to be, not nice, Robert, for Santa to be really good to you.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Orla, you had a cooking show at one point.
I did on 940 News. What was 940 News? It was called Table Talk, and that ran for about 5 years.
Oh my God. Was that in Toronto?
No, that was here in Montreal. It
940.
was the station to Q92, and it was a great show. I interviewed chefs and restaurateurs. Yes, love you, Tin Jenny, from all over Montreal, and it was great. It gave great visibility to our city, which is full to the brim of fantastic restaurants. And the great thing is, in Montreal, you can dine for $10. You can dine for $1,000. There is something for everyone, and that's what I love about it here.
Okay, so you seem like you're keen. You know a lot about. I'm sure fine cuisine. You must be very sharp in fine cuisine. Am I right?
Well, I trained with the Roux brothers, Roux. They are from Paris, and if anybody is a chef or an enthusiastic cook out there right now, they will know exactly who I'm talking about. Or maybe when I say the famous Roux sauce was created by these two very well-known chefs, Albert and Michel Roux. And most white sauces that you will try come from being made as a Roux sauce. So I did my year out in university with those chefs, running the business side of it more, because my degree was hospitality industry and international marketing. Even though my dream was radio and TV, but you know what? I have a good degree in my pocket, so it's good. It's good. But yeah, fine dining. I enjoy fine dining. I love getting dressed up and going out for dinner, which isn't happening right now.
Unfortunately. Yeah, I totally miss it. I got to hang out with my buddy over here, you know, and it's kind of hard, you know, to bring him out on a date. So, you know.
You don't want to do that, Robert. People are going to look at you funny. I'm just telling you now.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sorry, Wilson. That's it, man.
Yeah, Wilson, you have to go back into the cupboard or the storeroom.
So once you came to Canada, or you sharpened your skills and studies, what did you go exactly to sharpen these skills? Like in terms maybe of the performing arts?
Well, in England, I'd attended theatre school since the age of 7.
Oh, okay.
I did a lot of voice and prose competitions and elocution lessons. And then when I came to Canada, I came for a job, which was actually at Future Electronics in marketing. But, you know, I quickly realized that I can't do this. I need to follow my dream of TV and radio. And I realized that I was in a great city to start off acting school, and it's a great city for movies. So you know what? I just cold called and got an agent, did all the, went to acting classes, many different schools here, tried to get as much information and knowledge as I could, did a lot of work as an extra. And then gradually I got my union status by doing small roles. And I think you really have to believe in yourself, and you have to want it, and you have to focus. And you have to give yourself a time limit. I remember my dad saying to me, you know what, if this is what you want to do, give yourself a time limit. If there's no activity within 2 years of you focusing on this, then maybe you might want to take a different road. And you know what I did? And luckily, I mean, I got my job on the TV, I was on the radio, but you really got to put yourself out there. A lot of people ask me, how did it happen? It happened because I picked up the phone and I cold called and I networked and I wanted it. That's how it happened. And obviously you have to have some talent to do it as well, right?
Well, you need the proper training, definitely.
Yes.
You got to go get the proper training.
Yeah.
So we're talking about you're in front of the camera, behind the microphone. Are you thinking maybe one day of being behind the camera, maybe directing or producing movies?
It hasn't crossed my mind, I'll be honest. Hasn't crossed my mind. I mean, right now with doing the radio show, we put on a lot of hats, producing as well as, you know, behind the mic.
Okay, so you come to Canada. Did you find the transition as you came to Canada difficult? Because it's a different culture. I mean, in England, it's one thing, and here it's something else. Was the culture, was it a culture shock? Was it difficult to adapt?
I think the one thing I was only worried about, I wasn't worried about making friends. I wasn't worried about where am I going to live, like, which are big things that most people would worry about. My one worry was, how bloody cold is it going to be? That was the only thing I was worried about, you know.
Well,
but no, I just saw it as an adventure, Rob. I never saw it as a negative or a worry. I just off I went.
Okay. See, what happens is we can compare live radio to theater a little bit because there's no tomorrow, right? Yeah, it's live, so you gotta get it going.
You're only as good as your last report, they say.
So you said, did you do some theater? Did you mention you did some theater?
Yes, I did theatre when I was in England, and then when I came over here to Montreal, I actually teamed up with the Centaur Theatre for a couple of performances there as well, actually. So it's in my blood. I love doing it, you know. I love it. Okay. I love going to the theatre as well, watching a performance, whether it's a musical, a play. I love getting lost in a story. I just love it.
Do you agree with me that the art of filmmaking it's absolutely beautiful? And I'll explain to you what I'm trying to say is that it starts with a thought, you know, just an idea. It's up in the air. It's like it's in vibrations, and you take that, you bring that together, and you materialize it, and you put it onto production, and you get people to perform what you were thinking.
Yeah,
that's absolutely amazing.
It is amazing. It is. I mean, some people are so creative in their minds about what they want to do and how they then go about doing it and the end result. It's some people's talent is just above and beyond.
On you've done some Canadian productions as well, you said, right?
Yes, I've done a few movies that have come here to Montreal. I have a great agent, Avial Talent I'm with, and you know, he's all anything suitable for me, he'll send me for an audition. I mean, now all the auditions you do from your home. You record yourself on your iPhone and you just email it in. I mean, before you would be there in front of a casting agent, a video guy, somebody reading off the lines. There'd be at minimum 3 people in that room auditioning you. And it was so nerve-wracking. I don't know why. And it's just much more calmer approach of doing it inside your house and just emailing off now, you know?
Well, do you agree with me that it's a lot less intimidating when you're doing it from home? Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's like when you're in an audition room, you got maybe with that one take, but at home, you could like do it 15, 16 times. No one's going to know.
Exactly. It's, you know what? I mean, this pandemic is, oh my goodness, there's been, you know, my heart goes out to a lot of people, but there are some pluses to it as well. You know, some people have found positivity in it. I find it definitely has, you know, a lot of people, we all get stressed because we're running here and running there. But when you actually take things off your schedule, you realize how much calmer you can be. That's how I feel anyway, you know?
Okay, so you own your own recording studio. Have you done some production for clients other than yourself?
Well, I do a lot of voice work that I send into the radio station. Um, and the great thing about having a home studio is that when somebody needs something, you can just pop down in your PJs and get it done.
Like me tonight. There you go.
Yeah, I dress from the waist up, to be honest with you.
You're at home. Who knows, right?
Exactly.
You were the voice of the English commercials for Air France as well. Was that?
Yes, yeah, that's a great achievement for me. I am the voice for Air France and have been for a few years now. And they originally had an American lady, and the Europeans found it very difficult to understand her English.
Oh,
Yeah, so Air France decided we need to change this up and we need a British voice. It was so strange because the sales rep for the company, IED Technologies, which is based in Kentucky, Louisville, which is the hub for voice recognition.
okay.
The sales rep was, I think he was working in Quebec or he was from Quebec, and he said, "There's this British voice on the radio." I auditioned, I got it, and I was flying into Kentucky, Louisville, in the States, and I did 36 hours,
Oh my
broken
God.
days,
Really?
36 hours of voice words that Air France would piece together for, telling you, your flight is now leaving from gate 12. Please proceed.
So you're the one who's doing that voice.
Yeah. If you go to Charles de Gaulle Airport,
Okay.
it's me. Yeah.
How about the Heathrow? Do we hear you? No. Okay. Well,
No, I got to call Richard Branson and try and get in and be the British Airways voice. I need to get hooked up with that.
Orla, you know what amazes me is that there's a huge pool of talent in Britain. If you take, for example, rock groups, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, David Bowie, Elton John. It's amazing how much talent there is there. And what really freaks me out totally is that you got Kate Beckinsale,
Yeah.
and you got Hugh Laurie. For those of you who don't know who Kate Beckinsale is, she's the one that played in Van Helsing. And Hugh Laurie, he's the bad Dr. House, And they're British, and the way that they can emulate an American accent just totally blows me away.
I know. You know what? It's interesting, and it's very hard to do. I have to be honest, because for the last 3 weeks, I've actually been doing a online course with ACTRA.
Okay.
About clarifying your voice in the North American market.
Oh.
And it's very difficult. We have a fantastic teacher called Julia Lenarden. She's just like beautiful inside and out and so amazing. It is very difficult to, go from British to North American. You use different parts of your mouth. My favorite word to say in North American is absolutely.
And say that again?
Absolutely.
That sounds so American. Yeah, you're off to a good start.
My favorite word. It's difficult, but it is an art and it is a talent. And there is a huge pool of talent coming out of England. Huge, and the attitude and the will to just go out there and go get it and work is just fantastic.
Here's the big question. And I'm sure you're a fan. Did you ever hear of a show called, I'm just taking a chance, Coronation Street?
No,
never heard of that. Nah. Hey, you know that this February, Coronation Street celebrated February 2020 their 10,000th episode.
Wow.
How is it you're not in that show?
I left England 20 years ago.
20 years ago, you didn't, what was it? Okay, let's say, was it like something that you were fantasizing about being on Coronation Street coming from England? Because it's like an institution worldwide.
Yeah, for sure. No, I was fantasizing about taking Philip Schofield's job. Actually, he was the biggest TV presenter, and I would watch every day after I came home from school, and that's what I wanted to do. And you know what? I put my mind to it. I was on CTV for 5 years with Mose. Fantastic. I fully appreciate that opportunity, and I'm just living. I'm like, I enjoy doing my show on CJAD. I've been with CJAD for a long time, and it is true. It is like a family. I love it there, and I love everyone there. I'm very happy. I'm content. I'm married. I have two beautiful children. I have two beautiful Labradors. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I have a lovely family. I'd like to see my mum, my dad, and my sister more because they're in Ireland, and I can't get there unless it's a 6-week thing. I go there, I quarantine, I see them, then I come back and I quarantine. It's a whole fiasco. But right now, Ireland just went on lockdown. So anyway, but no, I'm very happy. I'm very appreciative, and I'm a very lucky girl.
And you're very talented.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
And like I was saying on air, I'm not going to be shy. At this point, hey, we're friends, right? Orla, I've been a fan of yours since you got here. How's that?
Thank you, Robert.
You started on CTV News, and I began following you there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
well, pleasure. Now we need to crack open the wine. Never mind the tea.
Yes. Well, geez. Well, we're not allowed apparently to have some wine on the show tonight. Anyway.
No.
Here's to you.
Hang on, let me pour it out.
I'm waiting.
Cheers.
Cheers. Orla, what a lovely show. Thank you so much. This is a lot of fun.
My pleasure. Anything else you want to ask me?
Of course I do. What are the events you hold annually?
Oh my goodness. Well, there's a few that I've been affiliated with. West Island Chamber of Commerce, they always ask me to host their gala. Okay. I love doing that. I think it's fantastic, rewarding hardworking people here in the community. I do a lot of charity work, and I think it's important to do.
Have you done, will you, or maybe, who knows, have you done some coaching for actors?
No.
Okay.
I've done, a lot of people do write to me and ask me, how do they break into radio? How do they break into the voice industry? And I've always been more than happy to help. If people write to me and say, I'd like to send my resume, I'd like to do some experience with this station or that station, I'm 110% always open to helping point people in the right direction. Because, I came to a strange country on my own. I didn't know anybody. And there are people that help you and point, help you out. You have to repay the favor. You have to. I'm always willing to help others. It's really important to be like that.
Well, you got a kind heart, first of all, just hearing you.
Thank you.
Mean, look, like I said, I've been following you for years, and you personify joy. We hear Orla on the radio. It's just like, yay! It's fun. Life is great. There's never a dull moment. Yeah. Life is worth living. I mean, you just personify it. That comes from you. You're a genuine soul. And as a radio announcer, what you've done over the years, even on television, is sometimes we don't realize it, but we touch so many lives.
Yeah.
Maybe someone's having a bad day and he comes onto a cheerful Orla, and then all of a sudden his life just changes and his day's great all over again.
A lot of people remember stories from 5, 10, 15 years ago, and they say, I remember when you were talking about that, and they feel like they know you, because you're on their radio, you're on their TV, you're in their front room.
Well, that's it. It's like you're interacting with the audience, like it or not. I mean, you're right there.
You know what? Another great point is that I'm British, aka Anglo, coming into a French province, and to be accepted in a French province is amazing. you know, because yes, I speak conversational French. I'm not going to say I'm perfect because I'm definitely not. But, and you wouldn't put me on a French station, let's be honest. But, you know what? I've been welcomed. I've been welcomed, and I love it, and I appreciate it.
Okay, so do you have any pet peeves? You know, like how do you balance work with family? Because you're very busy and you seem to manage this very well. You know, you're disciplined. You know exactly where you're going. Is it challenging?
First of all, I want to be honest. There's a lot of people in Montreal that have families that look glamorous at the right time. And let me tell you, it's bloody difficult. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is difficult. It is difficult. There's a lot of people out there that want to pretend that oh, it's all rainbows and roses, and I look glamorous as if I'm going to a cocktail party all the time, and I've got lots of children, and it's really difficult. I have to be honest. It's very difficult, you know. But you have to just try your best to balance everything.
And you have young children, I believe, right?
I do. I have a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old. You know, they're both at school. I have 2 dogs. I have a husband. I have a house. It's a lot to look after. I'm the type of person, I like everything looking good. I like to look after myself. I want everyone to be happy, but trying to balance, you know, you're trying to feed your family the right thing. You're trying to look after yourself, because I work in media. I want my body and my face to look good. I'm trying to keep the husband happy, you keep the children happy, you keep the dogs happy. You got to walk. Everybody needs to be happy, and it is tough to balance everything. And you know what? It's not always perfect. It's not always perfect. But you just do your best. Just do your best. And then when you got to get that blow dry done, get the blow dry done, and you look good, you know. So, yeah.
Okay. So, have you had any difficult choices to make in your life?
Difficult choices. I think after I had my 2 children, I had them back to back. So I was off for about 3 years, I think it was, on mat leave. And then I went back, but I realized I couldn't go back on the morning show because I couldn't find anyone to come early enough at like 4 in the morning so I could leave. You know?
Oh my God.
So I went back to do the afternoon shift, but even then I found there's too much on my plate, and it was a really difficult decision. But you know what, these 2 little children looking up at me, they just wanted their mummy, and it was a really difficult decision. But that's why I decided to get together with Andrea Elias and let's do a show. Let's keep our hand in. Let's keep an interest, to keep ourselves interesting, and to continue to do what we love. So, you know, you've got a bit of each pie. You look after the family, you do the radio, you still work out, keep your beauty routine, just do a bit of everything.
And amazingly enough, you just fit that in perfectly. It fits. It's like a wheel. And hats off to you. Like
I try, Robert. Honestly, I try.
You have a beauty routine. Can we talk about your beauty routine?
Yes. Get your pen and paper out, Robert. I know you want the tips.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? It's better. It's recorded. I can always go back to it.
I think it's really important. You got to start with the skin. Okay.
Okay.
It's called Scarlet. It is a radio frequency micro needling facial. It is not the relaxing facial we are talking about here. It is the numbing cream pudding, and like it's needles in your face. But
oh my God. Okay.
But it repairs the collagen. It makes you nice and tight, reduces your pores, keeps you looking younger. Peels are great to do. You know, I wouldn't shy away from anything that is going to make your skin look good and make you look younger. Makeup wise, I love Scott Barnes.
Oh.
Scott Barnes is the makeup artist to J-Lo. He gives J-Lo her glow. So I love the eyeshadow palettes, the blusher palettes, the highlighters, the contouring. Foundation-wise, I love Chanel. And I think it's really important to look after your skin, your hair. Always clean your face at night and put lots of moisturizer, good quality moisturizer.
Hey, you know what, Orla? I think I'm going to have you on the show more often.
You're going to steal my beauty tips. I knew it.
I do. Well, actually, okay. I was about to say I should have written this down, but hey, it's okay. We have it all here. It's all recorded. And folks, just for those of you who have signed in late or who have missed the show, no problem. You can catch the show on the Bobby Short Shorts YouTube channel within the half hour. At about 9:30, it's going to be up, so you guys can watch the show again. And please, guys, don't be shy to give us likes and give Orla some comments. She's absolutely delightful. I'm certainly going to be leaving a comment myself.
And follow me on Instagram to see what I get up to every day.
On Instagram, you're also on Facebook?
Yeah.
Orla, before
just
we leave...
Orla Johannes. On Instagram, Facebook, just Orla Johannes. You'll find me.
Okay. You're also on Facebook, Instagram, right? Are you on LinkedIn?
Yes. And I'm on Twitter. I mean, it's like a full-time job managing all this social media.
Oh, my God. I'm telling you, I just have Instagram, which I know more or less, and I have Facebook, and I'm going crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I asked my producer to help me.
What did you say?
Hey, before we go, Orla, you have a gym at home. You have a routine going at home. How difficult is it, or how easy is it to do this at home?
You know what? It's super difficult. As soon as we went into lockdown, I was so religious about working out every day. I would do workouts by Rachel_fitness. She is out of Miami. She's a great trainer with Barry's Bootcamp. And it's been, has it been like 10 days since our gym's closed? I gotta get into the gym. It makes me feel so much better. I mean, normally I'd be training like 4 or 5 times a week.
Oh my God.
But, these gyms closing. Anyway, at least I'm lucky enough to have a gym at home. So.
Well, in the meantime, it will do, but it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. When somebody's like telling you to get a bloody move on, like, you need that. You need that.
Orla, listen, unfortunately, to quote what you said yesterday, unfortunately, time is up. So, Orla, I'm going to ask you to stay behind because I'm going to be coming right back after you after I close the show. Orla, thank you so much for coming on. It was our honor to have you on.
Thank you, Robert.
You want to come back again?
If you ask me nicely.
Would you please come back again?
Okay.
Thank you so much, Orla. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and participating with Orla. Like I said, you guys can catch the rebroadcast of this live broadcast right now at about 9:30 on our channel. Orla, hang on. I'll be right back with you. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Our friend Orla Johannes tonight. It was absolutely a delightful show. Next week, we're going to have Kimberly Spencer. If you guys want to build your empire, it's time to stop limiting yourself and putting the crown where it belongs. So our guest next week, she's been seen in Forbes, on Netflix, CNBC, Oxygen, and Good Morning San Diego. Motivational coach and crown specialist. Kimberly Spencer is going to be on our show next week, same place and same reason. Guys, once again, a huge thank you to you all. It was nice to have you on, and we're going to catch you here next week. God bless. Stay safe.